Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while you dream about it? The truth is that wealth visits the doer, not the dreamer. If you are a woman and you are over 40, what is important to be reminded about is that wealth is not what you see, wealth is what you become inside. So, stay with me because today we are going to be talking about visible and invisible wealth. If you are new to this channel, I'm Linda. I'm a lawyer, I'm a coach, I've started writing books, and I am well over 60. I have gone through the highs and the lows not once, but on a number of occasions, and that is why I am sharing this message for you. It is for you. So, let's start with visible wealth. Visible wealth is simple. The car, the house, and the cash in the bank, those fancy clothes you wear, it's all visible. However, there are so many people who are friends of mine, who have almost everything that is physical, and they are very unhappy. Very unhappy to such an extent that they are also my clients as we are on a journey to make their life meaningful. Therefore, if you're a woman, you are over 40, 50, 60, you already are very rich when it comes to experiences. There is so much you have experienced. All that you need to do is just to switch on and realize how rich you are in experiences, the knowledge that you've gained, so that you take the next step, the next chapter to become the person you'd like to be. Stay with me. Also, I am interested in knowing where you are watching from. Could you are in the US, UK, Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Germany? Please indicate. I am curious to know who are visiting this channel because I would like to grow it. Remember that, please. And do remember, if there is a message that resonates with you, subscribe, press the like button, because I would like us to continue to connect. Right. So I've indicated that visible wealth is visible wealth. And it doesn't mean that you are okay inside. And that is where I think I'm going to be zooming into, because that is where the breakthrough lies. When I was little, I was a very curious and naughty child. My mother would give us shoe boxes to plant seeds, etc. Somehow, I was so curious that every day I would visit where I have planted my little seeds, wanting to see that they are growing. It went on and on until one day I was chastised by my mother. She said I needed to give the seeds time to germinate and grow. Although, yes, I listened, but I kept on wanting every other day I've got to go and check. The bottom line is, I was too little to understand that there was life, rich life happening underneath, that the growth was happening. And you know what? I used to be over the moon when the beans start germinating and I would see it peeping. And that is life. Briefly, there is so much that happens inside, quietly, if there are certain steps we take. So, I am going to be suggesting that it is important that before we even look outside when it comes to wealth, we look inside and we remind ourselves, as I am going to be reminding you, that wealth is not just money in the bank. Wealth involves the choices you make. Wealth involves values. Do the values that you treasured 10, 20 years ago, do they still serve you? Wealth involves the action, the inspired action you take. Wealth involves the company you keep. Wealth involves the time. Where do you invest your time? Do you invest your time just scrolling through your mobile phone? That is important because I'm going to be suggesting that it is important to invest your time in meaningful activities. It is important to invest in learning, not just on a once-off basis, to learn and enjoy learning, because it's not just knowledge acquisition. You expand. You get to understand life deeper, and you even get to understand yourself in a manner that makes a lot of sense. It is important that you invest in learning. Yes, I know that we do get distracted by the noises. There is just so much going on outside. However, it's going to be important for us to learn to look inside. Artificial intelligence, for instance, it's quite topical, but there is something that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, that there are certain things that artificial intelligence is not capable of. Things like empathy, things like, emotion, things like faith, things like compassion, as I've indicated, and the fact that you can sit quietly and look into yourself and observe your thoughts. Artificial intelligence can't do that for you, to observe your thoughts. If it's the thoughts that don't serve you, to then remind yourself that you need to ignore them. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to invisible wealth, yes, automation, we are living in a world of technology. However, those are just supporting us to free our time so that we don't just invest in repetition that is boring. That is what automation is about. It frees our time. It frees our time to be there for our loved ones, to visit, to take a walk in the park, to go on holiday. And while we are on holiday, if we have a digital business, that business is operating even though we are not there. So that is the value of automation. And that is why I am emphasizing the importance of invisible wealth. Because when you are wealthy inside, spiritually, outside, you see the world in a totally different light. If you remind yourself that forgiveness, as for instance Nelson Mandela taught us, and he reminded us that the 27 years that he spent in prison on Robben Island, that there were those demons of anger, of despair. But when he walked through the prison gates, he had reminded himself of the importance of forgiveness. So that is another treasure. And today we remember Nelson Mandela fondly. His message resonates across the globe. It's invisible, but we feel it, we read about it, we listen to his messages. And that is why it is important for you to invest in your inner self. So, how do you do that? The bridge. I'm going to call this the bridge. How do you bridge between visible and invisible wealth? It's very simple. And I am going to challenge you graciously, of course. Start where you are today. You are over 40. You have lived. You are so rich in experience. You've learned. There are lessons you've learned. You've made friends, and maybe you have gone through difficult times, losses, betrayals, divorces, etc. That is part and parcel of who you are. So start from where you are. And don't forget to be grateful for your life until where you are, because that's a treasure. You start from there. And be creative. If you want to start a business or just to take your life to the next level, have a group of friends. Go to your mobile. Phone friends, family, and start something. Share what you want to do, what you want to build. Volunteer and do some work in the community, or just bring friends, even if there are 5 of you. Have a cup of tea and share these experiences so that you start something that adds value or meaning in an enriching manner. It's amazing how liberating that is. When I left my 9-to-5 job, I didn't have a formal job. I started from ground zero. And for the next 6 months, I was building a business. I invested in a 12-month program. I've indicated this. And religiously, I got up in the morning, early in the morning, and I got ready for the new day. I planned. I jotted down what I wanted to achieve. And I also committed myself to being wealthy. Because after all, positive energy, when you are healthy, it's amazing how refreshing it is. I started walking. At one stage, just those early morning walks were a real struggle. And today, I love it. Walking, being caressed by fresh air. The place is lush. The birds are singing. If it is sunny, there are times when I even enjoy watching the sunrise, and I go back home and do stretches or qigong. It's so energizing, and then you top it up with a cold shower and then get ready for the day. But it wasn't an overnight discipline. It was one step at a time. I worked on it, and today I am relaxed. I do it effortlessly, and it is something I am sharing with you because all I'm saying is start small. one step at a time. Repeat and repeat until it is an internalized, enjoyable habit. So, that is a bridge. You will not regret it. I know that this may sound like a pipe dream. However, as time goes on, as you get into the gear, wealth opportunities are just going to come to you. You will not chase anything. You will have expanded. Your energy will be aligned with something beautiful and positive. And if there is anything that interferes with your peace of mind, easily you'll get out of it, because you are becoming a new you. You are assuming an identity that is taking you to the next enjoyable and enriching level. So this is my message today. Do remember to press the like button and do subscribe, because when you subscribe, you encourage me to make more videos and let us build a healthy, wealthy community, particularly for all those women globally who are over 40 and who just want to reinvent themselves, to have a new identity and be unstoppably wealthy. Thank you very much, and I look forward to being with you in the next video as we take this wealth, health, and freedom conversation to the next level. Thank you.